Next up for the panel discussion, the changing role of CFOs in the age of digital transformation, how technology is driving innovation and transformation in finance. To do this, I would like to introduce our moderator, Ms. Hemalatha Saptarshi, Head Enterprise Sales, Iris GST. Ms. Hemalatha has rich experience of 22 plus years in the industry, starting with Payable Enterprise in the cost account section and later in project management. She shifted to Leela Scottish Lace, handling fabric accounts. In 2011, Hemlatha joined Iris Business Services in the sales department. She was initially responsible for XBRL conversion service for reporting to MCA. She was promoted to the head of sales for domestic market, responsible for a range of software developed by Iris pertaining to GST compliance, e-invoice, e-way bills, including MCA, etc. Along with her, I would like to introduce our panel members as well. Mr. Tejinder Singh, Head Accounts Payable and GL Magicbricks. Mr. Arvind Talan, CFO Energy Efficiency Services Limited. Mr. Nitin Tulyani, President and CFO RSWM Limited. Mr. Shekhar Sood, Group CFO Bajaj Capital Limited. Ms. Amrita Chugh, Director Sales Account Management Clear. Can we have a huge round of applause for all of them?
Good afternoon, everyone. So very happy to see so many finance professionals in this hall. Traditionally, the role of a CFO has been, the focus has been on as a finance professional. But the 21st century CFO has a larger role to play. I hope you all agree with me. Has a different hat, many hats that the CFO wears. So I would, in creating multiple value for the organization. So I would put it as a 3 V's. One is protect value, create value, and unlock value. So in protecting value, it's as a controller, the CFO has to ensure the governance, compliance, which goes without saying, has to take care of these things. And creating value has to see if any strategic decisions can be made for the growth of the organization. And by unlocking value, whether you can participate in any IPOs, mergers, acquisitions, so on and so forth. So I have with me eminent panelists from the industry who will be sharing with us for the next 30 minutes their experiences and their knowledge. I would request all of you to please make notes and make this more and more interactive. And in this role of digitization, basically, if you see, the CFOs are getting into this, leveraging technology for taking financial innovations and data-driven decisions for growth of the organization. My first question goes to Mr. Nitin. So how has the role of CFO evolved in the era of digital transformation, particularly in terms of leveraging technology for financial innovation?
Okay, so if we talk about leveraging the technology for the company, it's primarily the CFO which plays a key and an important role, because the custodian of technology in any company is a chief information officer or a chief technological officer. But a CIO cannot do anything without a business partner being in place. And it's CFO only who plays a key role in connecting the CIO with all the business stakeholders, be it sales, be it marketing, or be it finance. Because ultimately, all these departments are linked to finance in one or the other way. So he's the one who is steering this drive. So the role of a CFO is very important in this direction. And moreover, the use of the technology helps in adding more value to the business with the real-time insight of the data and the availability of the data. And all these data points help CFO in taking the strategic decisions for the company, which really helps in profit maximization as well as the cost optimization and even the better forecasting for the company. So hence, CFO really plays a very important role.
Absolutely. There's one event which I was attending in Mumbai last week. So there, how do you adopt technology in the organization? So the summary was, involve the CFO more than the CIO. The CFO should be the one who should be leading this driving technology in the organization, keeping it at the heart of the organization, and ensuring things are being done in a proper manner. If things as you want to have a positive result at the end of it, involve the CFOs. Amrita, I would like to, if you have any points to add in this.
Yeah, absolutely. So I completely agree with Nitin here when said that, it's just not the CFO, just not the CIO who has to take care of what's happening in terms of technology, but also the CFO. And in fact, not only that part, if we will just go back a couple of years and see who all were when we look at the entire CXO suite, what used to happen was each and every person was responsible for their own business. So marketing head or a CMO would just be working in silo. But now what has happened is a CMO cannot be working in silo. He would be working with the CTO along so as to make sure that they are delivering customizable solutions to their prospects and clients. So this way, what has happened is overall, now the way businesses are being run, that has transformed to a very big, in a very big manner. And in this, the maximum amount of change that has happened is in the CFO's office, because each and every transaction that happens, each and every business that goes through has to be approved by the CFO. He's the one who would go ahead, approve the ROI. He's the one who would make sure any new transactions that are happening are going through him. Any AI related projects are being run by him. So anything and everything which is as small as implementation of a new product to going into a new market is being run by him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thanks, Amrita, for the inputs. So we've been talking about CFOs have been more and more adopting technology, cloud computing, data, AI, ML, and all that. So I am from Iris Business Services, and we meet a lot of CFOs, a lot of IDT heads and all. So whenever we go to them, the first thing that they ask us, okay, so we have a litigation management system. So can you auto-populate or use AI and read the notice and auto-populate the litigation management tool? They want to have minimum manual intervention as possible, because basically whenever there is a manual intervention, it leads to human errors. There are a lot of dependency on the humans, multiple version, errors, so on and so forth. So the next question goes to Mr. Arvind. What are some key technologies that CFOs are adopting to drive efficiency and effectiveness in finance functions?
Good afternoon. I think सबसे easy or सबसे मुश्किल सवाल that has come to me, because I think since the day began, we must be talking about the technology, and till the day goes, we'll be talking about technology, the way things are moving. But I still recollect, I'm sure at least 20-30% out of the audience must be recollecting those days, because I have spent a couple of nights reconciling the trial balance for 1 paisa or 5 rupiah. Nowadays, at least you are sorted. Trial balance, we need not to put too much of efforts, right? And then in Word, we got one auto saver ka some menu, if you remember. Then we were so happy, bar control S nahi dabana hai, now we are sorted. And after that, suddenly from where to where we have already come within few years. Now, so many dashboards. Earlier we used to put maybe 20 days for some, small dashboard for the top management. And now, click maybe on the mobile. Most of the people may be having your sales report, data report, collection report, this report, that report. So many dashboards, so many RPAs. I mean, bank reconciliation is done by RPA automatically, comfortably, tallied. Like Hema was telling from Iris perspective, or maybe Amrita will tell from Clear perspective. They started with very small things. Now they are doing end-to-end kind of automation. And we were wondering what we are going to do. Now ChatGPT, instead of your personal assistant, people are using ChatGPT as a personal assistant. And that is giving different kind of flavor. You can say, oh no, I want something personalized kind of flavor. No, I want official flavor. I want some formal. No, I want long. No, I want short. I want in points. Everything is possible. And still, I think Pulkit was talking about few more terminologies which are going to come in future. So I'm not sure what is we are going to get in the future, but as of now we are using so many things, including RPA, including machine learning, ChatGPT. We are using so many expense management tools. I think we have got a couple of people who are here. be it Clear or be it even SAP, Concur, they were telling about that end-to-end solution of expense management. Earlier, for even small compliances, we used to get so much of worried. I remember I reported 52 kind of non-compliances for my few states. Now at least compliance is automatically, you are getting some reminder, that reconciliation thing. For payment mechanism, we have come a long way. Nowadays, I think most of the people may not be carrying even wallet. No need to keep your driving license, no need to keep your purse, coin, nothing. Mobile, everything, that's it. So things are moving so in a different way. And maybe after few years, I'm sure even mobile will not be required. You will be simply clicking your button on your fingertips or something. There will be something else. So it's changing each and every day. Next time when we are meeting in next CFO conference, there may be some other technology which will come to us, right? We are using so many things. We are gonna use so many things again, and it's changing day by day, madam. That may be my answer.
Absolutely. And while you're saying that, I'm also looking into my mobile. So absolutely. So that is where everybody wants to have data on their fingertips. They want to have real-time data, accurate data, possibly. So all those things are there. So that's the reason. So when you're talking about people, I mean, so many non-compliance and all those things. I remember in 2017 when GST was introduced, the teams did not go home for 3 months, for 6 months, possibly they're sitting and trying to see that they are, the ERP system is getting compliant with the GST requirements, with the mandates. And GSTN is also introducing so many changes day in and day out. It's not settling down at any given time. There are so many reasons behind it. Of course, there's that, there are more changes going to come in also. So that definitely is going to be the, what's going to be the road ahead. So the next question to Mr. Shekhar. So in what ways does digital transformation empower CFOs to provide strategic insights and support business growth initiatives?
Okay, sure, thank you. Yeah. So in my view, for sure, yeah, digital transformation, it helps CFO quite a lot in terms of business insights. And if I share my practical experience, what I have really found and where I really found the digital transformation of the technology was on scenario analysis. So when we were going for a private equity, so we were trying to do a lot of analysis in terms of business scenarios, like what could be the different options that we are having, and also in terms of like providing insights to the CEO, CBOs, like what are the parameters which can be really game changer for us as a business and also from the investor's perspective. So all those things we were able to do just in a few clicks, and that really proved quite helpful for us. So I'm just giving you one example, and in addition to this, obviously, like it helps us in automating various routine tasks which we are doing, a team is doing, and then that frees up the time really to concentrate on the value-added tasks. So for sure, it empowers us a lot in terms of insights, and also in terms of communicating with the board, because when we talk about CFO, then there has to be a very clear communication with the board, and technology provides us those type of visual dashboards, those type of insights, which are really quite easy to explain. Because earlier when we were presenting the data, then it was too difficult to explain even to a layman. But now with the type of visual dashboards that are there and the real-time data is there, so it's quite easy for us to make the stakeholders aware about what is happening and what needs to be done. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So when we talk about this AI, ML and all, training the system. So of course, when you're going to rely, it's not the machine is not going to replace a man at any given time. The man and machine have to work together. But wherever there are tasks which are repetitive, so like we were talking about IMS some time back. So these are going to be repetitive reconciliations, real-time reconciliations. Definitely there has to be technology that has to be adopted. Otherwise, putting a human doing these activities is not, there's something deficiency in the system. So the next question I would like to ask Mr. Tejinder. So what are the implications of digital transformation on talent development and skill sets required for finance professionals, including the CFO?
Yeah. So I'm audible. Hi everyone. So digital transformation is actually reshaping. So earlier, I'm very honest with you guys. So basically in a traditional way, there was only one P which needs to be followed by the finance team, is a protect P. Now there is a, as per the coming future, like there would be kind of 4 P needs to be followed. One, definitely a core would be the protect, because we are the protector for a company as a finance. Second, I would say the proactive approach. So proactive, I mean to say, earlier there was 2 kind of companies. One is a big company and second one is a small company. But now there is a 2 type of company. One is a slow company and one is a fast company. So there should have a reactive, instead of reactive, there would be a proactive approach need to be followed by the finance people. And third one is a performance. So performance, I want to say like, when you are in trend, make trend as a friend, right? So you need to perform. Perform means you need to coordinate with the people. So my fourth is a P. P is for people. You need to coordinate with the people like CTO, CMO, CFO, CPO. Because once you will go there, once you meet the people, because finance has a I but view for the entire company, for the entire department, for the entire market, for the country as well. So you can go, you can speak to your marketing team, you can speak to your internal and external spokes, stakeholders. You can understand what is their requirement from the business point of view. Then you can implement the things accordingly. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's quite insightful. So, so generally, if you have any disease, for example, one medicine is not going to solve. It's not one solution will not answer all the problems that you're having. Similarly, in technology, there is technology, a lot of technologies in the market, a lot of companies offering different solutions. So before taking a call on which technology is going to be useful for the organization, CFO has to definitely understand your operations, understand the processes, which is the best fit in your organization, take the users also under, take them in your fold and tell them that, okay, this is going to benefit you, and then train them and so on and so forth, so that whatever project or what implementation you're going to do is going to be useful to the organization in the long run. So my next question to Mr. Arvind is, how can CFOs ensure a smooth transition to a digital-first approach while balancing innovation, security, and cost considerations?
I think we have got very interactive. I think there may be a number of questions from the audience also, fortunately, but the time is showing hardly 11 minutes now. Half an hour, 5 people, so interesting topic. I'm not sure how we are going to do the justice, but let me try not to be in between audience and the lunch, because lunch is waiting for them. Now, taking clue from Hema, and even Paji said the same thing. He was talking about triple P, Madam was talking about triple D. In my personal professional journey, whatever I have learned, I learned something called triple C for me, which I implement. One is obviously cost optimization, which will give the answer to this question also. And second is basically about compliance. And third is about connect. Cost, compliance, connect. I think these 3 things, in case we are able to take care of, I think most of the problem will be sorted. And we being accountant, most of the people are from the same kind of background. We used to learn something called CBA, cost benefit analysis. Personally, I feel in case, because like in my earlier question also, I was answering the same thing, the way things are changing, the requirements, the expectations, because in case of Mahindra & Mahindra, I was with Mahindra for 14 odd years, means it would take at least 25 days to close the books of accounts, because there are so many states, so many businesses, so many consolidations, so many reconciliation. And while I was there, we started closing the books on second day, 1.5 day kind of target we took, and we started closing the books on second day. So things are changing in that kind of fast, way. So today I am investing something. I'm not sure whether I am gonna get the benefit out of this particular cost within few days or years or decades. I don't know. So what Clear is doing today, what Iris is doing today, whether you would be able to do the same thing on the same platform for the coming years or no, we don't know. So I think the best thing is about the cost benefit analysis. And second thing about this change management, technology, innovation, personally I think that cultural change should be there in the mindset of the people. Nowadays I am working with some government organization, and believe me, to change those people who are in the system for 20 years, 25 years, It's not possible. It's simply not possible because they have got something like this to think. Because in case 2 plus 2, it will be 2 plus 2 from, by hand only they'll do the calculation, not on Excel or not on your mobile thing. So I think that culture, that mindset, that is very, very important to go for this technology era in case we want to really adopt it. Though it is very much necessary for us, compulsorily, not for us, but I think it will be kind of, pushed by all the stakeholders, be it my customer, be it my vendor. I may not be on SAP, I may not be on that online portal, but my vendor will say, no, I am not going to submit physical bill to you. I'll send it on your portal, whether you have got or not, otherwise I'll send you the email. Digital signed, all those things are kind of happening that way. So I think it's more about the requirement from your stakeholders what's coming, and then we need to do that cost benefit analysis. And more than that, personally I feel the way we are going into the technology, again the risk is becoming a big challenge for all of us, the data security. Now madam was talking about, okay, I came by cab and then SAP Concur madam, and then my TA bill will be automatically submitted and I'll get the money automatically. Tomorrow the expectation will be, no, I paid to the cab, the money should be paid to cab directly by my employer. No, I'll not pay even from my pocket. Those will be the expectations. So it's a never ending game, but data security, I think still we are lagging behind in a big way. I think in future, in case we are able to adopt European, few things are happening. In case we are able to catch those up, and then we may be able to safeguard us.
Absolutely, well spoken like a CFO. If you say how many times he said cost benefit analysis, so it's always, as a CFO, the first is what is the cost. Of course, there is some cost to it, and if there's some benefit, you should see which is going to be more beneficial in the long run. The CFOs nowadays are facing a lot of challenges, basically talent, how to train the talent, how to make them into that, changing the mindset and improving the skill set. And also things like, what is the disruptions in the supply chain. There's something, that new thing that has come, ESG and all that. My next question to Mr. Shekhar is, what are the challenges CFOs face in integrating new technologies into existing financial systems and processes?
Sure. So challenges are a very natural part for CFO. We face so many challenges, and coming out of those challenges and winning is there in the blood of CFO and in the accounts team. So I believe that IT, when it comes with so much plus points, so it comes also with the few challenges. And the major challenge what we face is our legacy systems, because as we are seeing, the technology is evolving very fast. A lot of new systems are coming, but again, we have the legacy system as well, with which we have been managing our show previously. So we need to see that the new technology that we are taking, so that is in sync with our legacy systems. And finally, what is most important is the migration. So migration should be very smooth. There should be no business disruption, and also we should be able to manage our day-to-day operations. So that is a very key requirement. And another challenge which comes along with the tech is what we were discussing on the security front. So we need to ensure that when we are migrating or when we are taking the new system, it's as secure as we were earlier, or even better than that. Because data security is something which is really key in the current environment. And another important thing which we have been discussing quite a lot on the people aspect, so change management is something which plays a very critical role in this challenging thing. Why? Because again, what we were discussing, that whenever change is there, people try to resist that change. Why? Because they might be thinking we might be losing our job. So they will be resistant, and also they are acting in a particular way. So they don't want to modify, they don't want to get out of their comfort zone. So their role comes as a manager. You have to coach them, you have to guide them, that it's for the betterment of them as well as for the organization. So all that transition has to happen very clearly, and only then we will be able to get out of those challenges. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. So I think it's a law of the nature that wherever there's a plus, there's a minus. where there's an advantage, there's a disadvantage. And as Sanjay was saying some time back, not taking a risk itself is a risk, right? So everything, whatever action you take, has some risk, has some advantage, has some disadvantage. Basically, you should try to see, maximize the advantages and minimize the disadvantages. You cannot make it zero, right? So my next question to Amrita is, how does digital transformation enable CFOs to enhance risk management and regulatory compliance efforts?
So when it comes to digital transformation, in terms of a CFO, the most important thing is business process automation. I think that is from where everything starts. For a CFO, till the time they are not doing, they're not making sure that they are doing everything efficiently and with the help of technology, things do not fall in place. And now going back to your point wherein we were talking about GST being introduced in 2017 and how difficult it was for everyone back in the days. If you look at it today, for a CXO, probably not even 10% of his time is spent thinking about the basic compliance that GST would have. Now they're working on bigger things because what's happening is they know that this is something that's being taken care of. So this is where, when we talk about compliances, when we talk about where the world is going, this is something that starts coming automatically. So that not only them, their entire teams are also working on upskilling and strategy. And when we are talking about hiring better talent and the triple Cs or the 4 Ps, all of those are being taken care of.
Absolutely, yeah. So anyone else has to add anything? Just because we are actually, there are so many questions, so much of time that we would like to address to all these points, and possibly you'll also be having some questions. You can reach out to all of them in the networking break. Anyone would like to say anything and would like to add any points? Very quickly, we just have around 2.5 minutes.
Same thing, I guess, just to keep the things a bit lighter, not too much of technical. सिंगम यूज टू से ना मेरी ज़रूरतें कम हैं इसलिए मेरे जिगरे में दम है वो नाउ ज़रूरतें मेरी कितनी भी कम हो इट्स ऑल अबाउट विच आई सेड अर्लियर आल्सो इट्स अबाउट माई स्टेक होल्डर्स हु आर आस्किंग डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स फ्रॉम मी आई एम comfortable selling and buying some goods or doing some kind of few crores of turnover. But the ज़रूरतें of my regulator, ज़रूरतें of my customer, my vendor, my different supply chain में जितने भी लोग हैं, उनकी जो ज़रूरतें हैं, I need to basically cope up with those ज़रूरतें. And that's why I have no option but to go to Madam or maybe to Amrita or maybe to SAP Concur because ये ही वो लोग काम कर सकते हैं हमारा. क्योंकि मुझे तो फिर अभी even for vendor management there are so many softwares, CRM, so many softwares. Even for them it's very challenging, I think, to get the customer onboarded. तो I think और जिस तरह से रेगुलेशन में चेंजेस आ रहे हैं, सिक्योरिटी का जितना चैलेंज है, आई एम श्योर देयर मे बी सम डिस्कशन ऑन द सिक्योरिटी, डेटा सिक्योरिटी. सब कुछ चीज़ें स्कैन होने लग गई हैं, आपका बोर्डिंग पास पे सब कुछ चीज़ें निकल के आ रही हैं. इन केस यू आर एबल टू स्टील माई फोन देन आई एम गॉन. मीन एवरीथिंग, माई मनी, माई पर्सनल डेटा, माई फैमिली, माई पासवर्ड, each and everything, my money, everything is there. So I think for data security, for some regulations, we need to cope up with that. At least that will be, I think, my submission.
Anyone else would like to say anything?
Just to conclude what Arvind said, just to add on, like, if most of you would have noticed that when we entered into this conference today in the morning and when we were doing our registration, at registration desk, I saw one QR code which we just scanned and we filled in our mobile number and we were able to do the registrations digitally at just by entering few fields. I still remember the days couple of years ago when we were supposed to fill in a form, complete and then complete the registration process. So this is also an excellent example of delegate registrations on the spot at a click of a button with the smartphones.
Absolutely, yeah. Same thing even I observed and I told them also. Like you go to a bank, the bank says put all your details and then, upload your checks. That bank doesn't have any work, so you're doing everything. So similarly, vendor portal. So of course, while we've been discussing all this, while you're adopting technology, there has to be a good due diligence that has to be done. You need to understand what's the technology, involve your IT team, but definitely the CFO has to be in the forefront of all these activities. So that's how a good CFO will lead the whole organization, not only the finance team, Of course, that's a primary responsibility, but be a strategic partner to the CEO, ensure what is the vision of the organization, and find out how we are going to reach there by adopting technology, because that's the only thing that is there now. Everybody, it's not only an option, but it's become a necessity basically now. So I initially started the first sentence, I said Chief Financial Officer. So you can also say CFOs as Chief Futuristic Officer, Chief Flexible Officer, and of course it's a Chief Fantastic Officer who's taking care of the whole organization and taking them to the road of growth and success. Thank you very much, and thank you all panelists.
And just a last sentence to add.
Yeah.
If a CFO is not adopting a digital technologies, he will be a chief follow-up officer.
Of course. Yeah, absolutely, you're right.
So that's also an acronym for a CFO.
Yeah, so that's a minus of it. Like, what I said, everything has a minus also. So yeah, thank you very much. Thank you all for being patiently listening. And of course, you'll be having questions. Please do reach out to them. They're always available. And then you can get all your questions answered. I hope you had a nice session, insightful session. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. And I would request each and every panel member to stay back on the stage. And to do the honors, I would request Mr. Jaspreet Singh Arora from Cogent E-Services to felicitate all of them.